Let's talk about taking a leap of faith. What does that look like? I'm a living example of that, but a better example of that is Peter in Matthew 14, 22 through 33, I believe is the verses. As Jesus is walking on water toward the boat, Peter's like, tell me to come out there and I'll come. Jesus said, come on. I'm paraphrasing. He steps out and he's walking on water. That is a leap of faith. How many other people were in the boat? At least 12 disciples, minus Peter who got out. Why didn't they get out? They saw Peter doing it. Why didn't they want to jump out with him? I don't know that. We don't know that, but I can deduce that it was probably fear of it. Who can think that they can walk on water? Peter did. Peter had the faith to step out there because Jesus said, you can do it. That's the reason I had the faith to jump out of a very secure position as an Arkansas State Trooper who had rank, who was a supervisor, who pretty much had a desk job if I wanted it. I had full coverage insurance. I had full retirement. I had all the benefits of a cushy job that you could offer as far as police work goes. But I took the leap of faith because I believe that God called me out to that. I think that there's also people who are getting called to do their leap of faith. But what are they doing? They're staying in the boat. They don't believe that God's calling them to do that, or they don't believe enough that they're not going to take that jump. It takes you believing it. You have to be all in. Even Peter, after he gets out of the boat, what happens? He starts to sink. Why? Because his faith started, he doubted. He started doubting. He's standing on water, and then he's like, oh, I'm standing on water. So he starts sinking, and that happens to all of us. It's happened to me since I've taken the leap of faith. You start going, did I make the right decision? What am I doing here? What happened? Jesus reached out and said, come on. Why? You have little faith. He said, come on, get on up. Paraphrasing again. So what does a leap of faith look like in your life? It's not always going to be those massive moments where you're stepping out of the boat into unknown waters, right? Sometimes it's going to be that little nudge you're feeling to talk to that person in the grocery store line, or to stop and help someone you see that's in need. And sometimes it's just those little promptings that you're going to have to listen to. And I believe that those little promptings, if you start listening, you'll start hearing more and more and more until you're asked to jump out of the boat and walk on the water. So just keep that in mind the next time you feel prompted to do something, you feel that leading and it's moving you into that direction. Try to listen to it, because we're all guilty of saying, they don't want me messing with them. They don't really need help. They've got help on the way. They don't need to be talked to in the line. You really don't know what impact you'll have on somebody if just to stop for just a few minutes and see if they need your help, or just somebody to talk to. So that's one of those, man, it's such a beautiful illustration of how we live our lives, because a lot of us are stuck in the boat. Stuck in the boat. Don't be stuck in the boat. Take the leap if you're being called to do it. Why would you sit in the boat and watch Peter do it when you're not out there doing it with him? Imagine if all 12 had stepped out. How amazing would that have been? It's amazing enough that Peter did it. You got to give props to the man. He had a lot of courage. But the other ones, what are they doing? Where are you at? Did you step out on the water? Are you kind of sinking in the water? Or are you still in the boat? Come on, let's go. We got to get out of the boat because we got work to do. Let's go.